Yo, yo, what's going on, fellas? Happy Wednesday morning to you. Hopefully you're doing well. I normally say hopefully your day is off to a good little start, but of course we're getting together a little bit later, which I apologize for that. I had this thing going on at my son's school, apparently on the calendar. It was not a random event this morning, but certainly caught me off guard last night when the wife started talking about it. I just completely forgot about it. So, of course, normally I would like to give you guys a heads up, when we, either miss a show altogether or, of course, the show comes on a little bit late. So, again, my apologies to that. But here we are on a great Wednesday afternoon getting together. We'll, of course, make sure we go ahead and we recap yesterday, and then we'll talk some Manchester City taking on Real Madrid. Well, set your alarm, folks. 2 o'clock today. Don't you miss that game. I'm going to think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So, all right, let's go ahead and first start by throwing up that recap where, boy, what about the highs and lows yesterday in sports betting? Start off going 3-0 yesterday and then cooled off dramatically going 0-3. So, of course, you go 3-3 on the day, you're going to be juiced out more times than not, and that's exactly what we were. But, boy, it was fun hitting that NRFI, though, to go ahead and start it off, Nationals versus Marlins, and you guys been listening to the payoff pitch. You know why we're attacking this Marlins team and generally who their opponent is. Yesterday, you also got just a dream pitching matchup as well to go along with the Marlins in action. So, love to see that NRFI came through. It was a touch sweaty in that bottom of the first inning with 2 outs. Their dude man for the Marlins got a double, so guy was in scoring position. But from a NRFI standpoint, that was about relatively sweat-free, so you love to see that one right there. What about the Tigers' money line? You want to talk about sweat-free. How are the Tigers putting money in our pocket with a right-hander on the mound? That's right. There was no left-hander on the mound yesterday. We took a stab with those Tigers going up against a right-hander, and they came through 4-0, nice and easy, no sweat winner cash right there. And then at Rangers, that 5-team total, over 2.5 runs at even money. Just busted the door open. Took a little while. I think that's kind of the newness to the pitcher, which is kind of the things I talk about, is the pitcher having the upper hand when there's no hitter familiarity. And I think that's what you saw that in the first 3 innings. They were struggling, weren't really getting any hits off of him. And then come 4th inning, their second time through the order, it was home runs, hits, and it was a 2-run home run that obviously got us that cash. So love to see that one right there. And then I mentioned, then we started getting trip up. Lance Lynn under 18.5 outs. Hell, he was cruising last night against the Guardians. So they were not making him work. He had only like 50 pitches through 5 innings. So I don't know where he ended up, but once he got 1 out more than what we needed, I stopped paying attention. So I assume he went 7 strong. Probably didn't touch the 8th inning. Probably just went 7 strong if I had to take a guess. Henry under 3.5 Ks. That one stings right there. That one full-on stings because we had gotten 4 cashes on under 4.5 Ks. The book dropped it to 3.5 Ks, which was fine because he had still stayed under 3.5 Ks in those 4 starts as well. And what happens? He, of course, ends the game on 4 Ks, early strikeouts, and they didn't do a damn thing against those Athletics that are tough to strike out at 18.2%. So, that one stings a little bit, just because it feels like the books, they did what they did, right? They got the advantage back. They lowered that number, even though it was still a number that he had cashed in all 4 of his starts. That one with Henry, that one still has a little sour taste in my mouth this morning. That one certainly hurt. And then Phillies on that money line. Just could never get an advantage against the Giants. Down 2-0, come back 2-2, immediately give it up in the top half of the inning to go down 4-2. Battle back in the 9th inning, get a solo blast from Schwarber. But that's all she wrote, as the Phillies dropped that game 4-3. So down on the day again, juiced out. So positive on the week by a little bit. And we did make a little bit of arbitrage money. Not only did we make arbitrage money yesterday, but we also spent some money and won some money. So that's how we go from about $25 and change up to $30, which we'll, of course, use some of that today in the City versus Real Madrid game. So before I jump in that comment section, I want to remind or notify you guys, because I haven't had a chance to tell you guys, unlike this morning, we're missing out spontaneously. I do not like to do. I will go ahead and tell you there are no shows Thursday, no shows Friday. That be, payoff pitch, daily show, between the posts with Matt. That is headed out of town for the weekend. So no shows Thursday, no shows Friday. I mentioned follow me on Twitter. You may want to follow me on Twitter if you want any of my bets Thursday through Sunday. Twitter is where you're going to have to follow them. All right, let's hop in that comment section, see what you guys are up to on a great Wednesday. What's going on, my man? What's up, Corey? This kid went 2 for 2 with 2 ribbies. Love that right there. God, I still love that, man. 2 for 2 with 2 ribbies. Love this. Kind of like this 11:30 start time. Okay. Like that. Let's go Nuggets. Yeah, how about those Nuggets? And guys, ask me questions. I always tell you guys I'm an open book, whether it's in the comment section on a live show, hit me up on Twitter. What did the Jen say? He said, man, I need a couple plays. I'm going to that Nuggets-Lakers game. Gave him Nuggets first quarter spread. Bam, they smashed the first quarter. And I gave him D'Angelo Russell under 14.5 points. He only gets 8 points. 2 easy, no-sweat winners for DeGen and anybody else who decided to go ahead and play them. Shit, I went ahead and played them. So I still have all these books marks. I still know where to do the research extremely quick. I mean, you guys saw how quick I did that on yesterday's show. So you guys got any questions, always reach out. I'll, try to help you, obviously, the best that I can. That's what I want to do. So nice, Jen. Go Nuggets. Nuggets. What they make that so sweaty for at the end there to Jet? I was hitting up Brian on Twitter and being like, yeah, Nuggets are crushing. And then at one point I went and checked the box score. Was that like a 5-point game in the fourth quarter? 3-point game? Holy hell. Did not watch a second of that basketball game, but I don't know what happened. But they made that a very uncomfortable ending for Nuggets and Nuggets supporters. But glad to see that they came through. We should get to order lunch and have it delivered. I should do that. Why don't we, man, there's a guy on TikTok that does bets, and when like the bet's cash, he buys somebody lunch. Maybe we could do that. Maybe it would have to be breakfast, but maybe we can do that. West Coast folks, I hear that, Taylor. I hear that, my man. I hear that. Dressed up, yeah, the kids' function today at school. You know how it is. DK has Benzema or De Bruyne to score boosted. They got you last week with Haaland boosted there, Lee, because Haaland obviously didn't score, as you know. It was De Bruyne that scored. So is that why they're changing it off of Haaland to De Bruyne, because De Bruyne is the one that goes ahead and score? Hell, let's go ahead and just talk about that game right now before we do payoff pitch. We got Squirrel in the bullpen. As use a baseball announcer. We got the Squirrel in the bullpen. He's hanging out. He's watching this show. So let's knock out this Real Madrid, Manchester City. I'm not going to go ahead and bet this, but I did use $10 of arbitrage money. So I got a free roll on it that's saying both teams will score no. And I know that's not a popular bet, and I don't really care. You guys know I like to just, I don't really care if people think it's an unpopular pick. I want both teams to score no. Remember in that first half, Real Madrid didn't do a goddamn thing. They had one shot on target. And credit to Vinicius. He found the back of the net. Second half, they had more shots, but they still didn't really have any great chances. I think City is going to be the team that keeps the clean sheet, but I also could see Real Madrid keep a clean sheet. I mean, you watched that game where they were willing to give City the ball. They were wanting to play City on the counter. And City didn't really do all that much. I mean, City had a few chances, and if they're a little bit sharper today, they're going to bury them pretty easily. But fact is, they couldn't get any service to Haaland that game. 90 minutes, and we watched that whole match on TikTok. I don't remember Haaland ever really having a sniff of the goal or even really getting, service into him. They could not get the ball into Haaland. So I think it'll be City that keeps the clean sheet, but it could also be Real Madrid that keeps the clean sheet. I hope this thing doesn't go to extra times. I obviously hope it definitely doesn't go to penalties. I hope there's a winner decided in 9 minutes. I believe it'll be Manchester City at home. They always play really stinking good at home. Remember when they played last season in the Champions League? This was a 4-3 Manchester City win at home. All right, I'm not going to bet this game, but I will go ahead and do a both teams to score no with $10 of arbitrage money. So it's a free roll for me. Otherwise, I just want to sit back and watch this game and cheer on City. I mean, quite frankly, but you guys know the future that I'm holding on for City to win the Champions League. I need City. It'd be really nice for them to go through, and then hopefully that gets Guardiola right on out of there as well. So that'd obviously be good as well. All right, let's. It's a trap. DraftKings. This man Pedro, he's seen a boost before. Yeah, it's Guardiola's going to do something. They've got to get Haaland involved. He did nothing last week. Nothing. They've got to get Haaland involved. I don't know how to do it. They'll have to change some tactics to some degree. It'll be interesting. Remember what they did against, who was that team where they were playing the aerial threats and Haaland was laying it off to De Bruyne? That was in the last round. Who the hell did they play? It wasn't Leipzig. I can't remember. They were just punishing that poor opponent by sending the long balls. I don't know. Maybe Guardiola does something like that. I don't know. It's fascinating. Can't wait to watch and see how it all goes. They got you last week. You did that Haaland boost. Sorry, man. Get it back today. Benzema or Vinicius or De Bruyne will score. Maybe. Real Madrid full-time, Benzema to score plus 650. I hope not, Jared, but I hear you. I'm not going to be surprised. I mean, obviously, hell, we all know they've won it 14 times, so fully capable to win it. I hope it doesn't happen, but yeah. So I will watch this with you guys. If you guys want to hang on out and watch this sucker together, let's watch this game together. It's got to be City's year, right, Pedro? Like, come on. It's got to. And then whoever gets into the final, I've watched Inter play AC Milan twice now. They ain't got a chance in hell against either team. They got no chance, none, against Real Madrid or Man City does Inter. So win the game, you're probably Champions League final. Do you like Detroit today? Let's talk about payoff pitch. Let's go grab ourselves a Hockey Squirrel. You guys hang tight right here. It'll literally take 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and grab him. We got a question about those Detroit Tigers. Maybe the Squirrel wants to bet those Detroit Tigers. Let's find out. Let's get on into the payoff pitch. Squirrel. Oh, no, I got to do the intro. Squirrel, what's going on, man? Wednesday afternoon, we got everybody here. We're looking forward to talking some baseball. What's going on, my man? What are you doing? Are you muted?
I don't want to bet the Tigers. I don't want to bet them.
Did you take the Tigers with me yesterday? A 4-0 win, no sweat.
No, I didn't.
That was against a right-hander. You're not betting.
I didn't bet it yesterday. I don't want to bet it today.
You're not going to take them up against a left-hander? What's wrong with you? You feeling okay? You got to check your temperature?
Not for plus 153 or whatever. Plus 151? No, I'm good. I'll take the Pirates. I have them at plus 130.
Taking the Pirates. So, coming out of the show, just butting heads. I love it. Just first game of the day. You know I'm on the Tigers because they're on the left-hander. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to jump on those Pirates at plus 130. I love it, Squirrel. I love it. Let's go. Let's have ourselves a day.
I hit two nice dogs last night. Guess who finally got a win when I bet on them? The cha-ching Oakland Athletics. And
nice.
the cha-ching Kansas City Royals. Plus 175.
I was going to say, I'm 2 for 2 this week on long
plus
shots.
140.
How about those Royals? Nice. How about those Royals? Yes, I'm 2 for 2 this week.
So, hey, Pirates are still an underdog by any which way you look at that one. I have plus 130, but I'll take a 22-cent value. I can achieve 152, I believe, at BetOnline. I think I can do that. So we'll start off the show with that.
All right, let's start off the show. I do want to talk Tigers-Pirates as the first game. It's in like 20 minutes. And then you can elaborate, I guess, on why you like the Pirates. You got Eduardo Rodriguez, obviously, on the mound for the Tigers. This guy's been absolutely incredible. I mean, damn, he's off to a nice little Cy Young start. If he can keep it going, he'll certainly keep in the conversation. A 1.57 ERA, WHIP well under 1 at .79. Opponent's batting average at 174. So he's obviously been really outstanding. He's only got 9 earned runs and 51 innings pitched. Rich Hill's going to be on the mound there for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's got 20 earned runs and 41.1 innings pitched. So, yeah, starting pitching edge is obviously massively in the Tigers' advantage. Then we know from hitting, right? We know the Tigers are going to have the advantage versus left-handed hitting. Now, they're not crushing the ball right now. They're actually sitting about league average right now. But that's a team that it's in them. Like, they're better than what their numbers say. Even though they're league average, they're not terrible. They're hitting 248. It's well within them to come out and have themselves a good afternoon up against Rich Hill, who doesn't have, great stuff and great numbers. So, yeah, I'll take the better pitcher. I'll take by far the better offense. If you're wondering about the Pirates, they're hitting 213 right now versus left-handed pitching, which ranks 25th in the major league. So we're not going to do that Tigers F5 team total, as we've been accustomed to doing with these Tigers, because the sportsbooks have caught on. Finally, it took, a year and 2 months for the sportsbooks to get the head out of their ass and stop giving us 1.5. They're now giving us 2.5 at plus money, as they should have been doing all along. So I'll pivot to the Tigers F5 run line. Just say at the end of the 5 innings, the Tigers will be winning the game, and you can get that one at minus 115. All right, why do you like the Pirates today, my man?
As I told you, I have them modeled plus 130, and the price is coming down right now. I just watched it go plus 153 to 152 to 151 to 150. Now it's starting to dip below the 150 price. There has to be a buy on everything, and I am a value hunter, as you know. I don't necessarily care that much about the outcome of the game because I know over a long-term, stack of volume that value adds up and I come out profitable. Currently, in the last 5 months, I have made just over 2,200 bets, I believe, and I think I'm up 36 units, which isn't insanely good by any means. It's just the fact that I'm still profitable. A lot of it is still from college basketball, some of it from the NBA. And then I think I'm up 30, 35 units, maybe something, maybe around 30 units in MLB since spring training. But the bulk of it's going to be MLB and college basketball in the last 5 months. I think NBA kind of crushed me there. March Madness didn't go that great. And yeah, that's been kind of about it. So things got real tough in the Stanley Cup as well, or the playoffs. So
right.
here we are with baseball, though, and just value hunting there. So I see 20 cents of value still if you want to grab that at a plus 150.
Okay, cool. All right. I want to talk about another game here. We'll talk about these Reds. The Rays are taking on the Mets. I like the Rays at 5-team total. A team that, boy, we were backing them pretty heavily, in the first 3 weeks of the MLB season. Cooled off. It's time to jump back on them because they're really good right now versus right-handed pitching. How about the 6th best batting average? How about 5th in on-base percentage? How about 4th in slugging and 4th in OPS? This offense is right back after cooling off for about 10 or so days. So I want to get behind them and back them. They've got a great strikeout rate. It's below 20% at 19.5%. They've got a really good walk rate at 9.7%. And that could go really well with this guy, Kodai Senga, here for the Mets. Remember, we did his NRFI in his last start and got burned. So we talked about him. This guy has given up 3+ walks in every start except for his last one. He gives up a ton of hits and walks combined. Like, I looked at taking his over on hits allowed or over walks, but he's so bad, like you don't know which one is gonna get the number, right? Is gonna go over. He's gonna give up a lot of walks and not as many hits, or the vice versa. So that makes me a little bit nervous. So just target. He's gonna put dudes on base, and the Rays are really hot now versus right-handed pitching. So I want to back this guy. He's allowed 3 of his 7 opponents to go over 2.5 runs scored in the first 5 innings. Heck, you could also look at Senga under 16.5 outs. He stayed under 16.5 outs in 5 of his 7 starts. I was on this game. I was going to fade Senga to some degree versus good offense. I'm just going to back the offense rather than do a player prop there on Senga. So I'll take Rays F5 team total up over 2.5 runs. Another one for you, or jump up and shut up and pitch?
Either way, I got a decent closing line so far on the Reds and Rockies. I went over 11. However, I paid juice at minus 120, so it is 11.5 now, but a little bit shaded to the under. So I don't know how good I'm necessarily closing at the moment with that, but the fact that there's no 11s on the board that I can find is good. That at least I stand a chance to push if it comes to that. But that's where I'm at with that game.
All right, let's go ahead now and get on into this third inning where we like to shut up and pitch and talk some pitching props. I'll go ahead and kick it off right here with, let's do Ross Stripling here of the San Francisco Giants. He's going to stay under 15.5 outs. You know why he's going to stay under 15.5 outs? Because he ain't gone over all goddamn season long, so why start now? Why don't you just give me another under there? And the Phillies batting average, this is what I love also about this prop. This guy has never gone over 15.5 outs this season. The Phillies batting average versus right-handed pitching is 274, which is 7th best in the league. Against left-handers, they drop all the way down to 28th in the league, and they're hitting 194. And who's in the bullpen ready to go? It's Sean Manaea. So when Stripling's getting hit by these right-handers, or, by the Phillies that hit right-handers really well, they got a lefty. A lefty that can give them a lot of length sitting in that bullpen. And Manaea, who's, kind of gone from starting to bullpen, as they kind of have 6 starters in their rotation. So he's ready to go. He's out of the bullpen. They're going to be eager to get to him, I think, just because of how well the Phillies hit right-handers versus left-handers. I mean, Harper hit 600 off Stripling. Realmuto hit 714 off Stripling. Stott hits 400. Just a lot of great batting averages to go along with a really good offense versus right-handers. Stripling versus the Phillies, he's given up 11 home runs in 39.1 innings pitched, and 8 of his 10 starts. He stayed under 15.5 outs against the Phillies in 8 of his 10 starts. He's going to be in for a rough day, and look for Manaea to get in there and bail him out at some point nice and early. So I'll take Stripling under 15.5 outs. What about for you, Squirrel?
Cool. One guy that caught my eye today, I think he's going for the Cardinals. It's going to be a tough matchup. Matthew Liberatore, I don't know if that's the pronunciation. I would think that's how it is pronounced. I think I've seen the name around before too, just not very often. When I looked him up, I got a lot of MILB stats, in the minors, minor league baseball. And he generally is making it 6 or 7 innings and getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 strikeouts per game. So he seems to be a strikeout machine in the minor leagues. Does that translate to the major leagues? I'm not entirely sure because of maybe the length that he may or may not get. Kind of a lot of unknown there going against Corbin Burns. It is at least at Busch Stadium, so Cardinals are at home, but does that make much of a difference, at least if, he's a newer guy? I just don't know. To get 5 strikeouts against the Brewers seems like maybe a taller task if you're coming from the minors. So I would put my money on him to go under the 4.5 strikeouts, and that's only minus 105 to do so as well. With the only scare maybe being that he records high amounts of strikeouts in the minors, but how deep is he going to go? I mean, is he going to go 6 or 7 innings in his in an MLB game? That's kind of the question.
Yeah, I like that one. I dug into that game pretty hard because, the Cardinals, we talked about them on Monday's show when they were my dog of the day that came through in cash. They're the number one batting average, number one on base percentage, number one slugging, and number one OPS right now versus right-handers. I mean, they are killing the ball, and these are still true, just like they were true on Monday. Those are still first sitting here on Wednesday afternoon. They're also the second best strikeout rate at 16.9%. So I said, I'm going to sign me up for their Corbin Burns under strikeout at plus money. And what the sports books do? You think you got an edge? They drop it from 6.5 to 5.5. They take away the little bit of advantage you think you got when you do your research. So I'm not going to bet Corbin Burns under because the sports books dropped that number on me. But man, I like that angle, and I do like the Cardinals today. They're in a good place right now. They finally are starting to hit the ball as the weather warms up.
As an added note on that game last night when I was running the numbers and everything, it was a projection of Adam Wainwright, I believe, on the mound.
Okay.
So it wasn't even supposed to be this Liberatore guy. So they swapped that out as of this morning. So there's that for you as well. I don't know exactly why or anything. I remember handicapping the game with Adam Wainwright.
Cool. All right, what about another pitching prop? Let's do Edward Cabrera there, the Miami Marlins. He's going to stay under 16.5 outs at minus 110. How about he stayed under in 7 of his 8 starts? And he gets a Nationals team that they're hot right now versus left-handers or right-handers. It doesn't really matter. I mentioned this yesterday when we took that NRFI that I was a little nervous because the Nationals were swinging a hot bat. Well, thankfully, it took them a little bit to get going, but don't expect that today because they're actually better today versus right-handers than they are versus left-handers. Their slash line is 284, 349, and 390. A great K percentage at 18.6%. So I like that right there. And why are they giving this at minus 110 when it's hit 7 of 8 games? Man, sign me up. Really good offense. Pitcher that doesn't pitch deep into games. I'll take a stab at under 16.5 outs. All right, 4th inning long shots. Boy, I've been doing good this week. I'm 2 for 2. Looking to go 3 for 3, but I want to hear yours first, Squirrel.
Obviously I'm already on the Pirates, having plus 130. That line's continuing to drip down as we talk, as we go on with the podcast anyway. It started off plus 153. As I said, went to 152, 151. Now it's 147. So, it's funny like that in baseball where you see, okay, it moved a cent or 2 cents. And you're like, it's not that big of a deal. But then before you know it, it's 3, 4 cents, 5, 6, 7, 8 cents. And you're like, well, shit, I should have taken it way back 8 cents ago. But it's the fact that it only happens 1 cent at a time and it keeps kind of trickling down little by little that, it starts to add up pretty quickly. So, you'd already be down 6 cents from where I was originally looking at it. So, that's good signs, though, that keeps coming down a little bit there. Anyway, yeah, and like I told you, confirming information is generally when the sharp books will have the best price on that kind of thing, that you want to go the opposite. This is the case as well now. So I like that. And hey, if you want to wait closer to game time, it's an afternoon game, 2:30. I really wouldn't mind trying once again to hop back on the Oakland Athletics. They put up 9 runs, obviously, last night. I have a lot of the same type of projections. It's just too much damn value. It should be to me, closer to plus 110. We're able to, if you wait, you probably will get plus 140 or a little bit over. And hey, if you hop on Bet Openly, you can get even better odds with 1% juice, especially on those money lines and underdogs, because people love accepting those heavy favorites. I was able to do it last night. And today I just offered the Pittsburgh Pirates. I haven't gotten anybody to accept it yet, but the offer is for plus 160. And the closer we get to game time, game time is pretty much now. So in the next few minutes here, I'll let you know if I get that accepted. But yeah, people kind of spaz and they're like, I got to get action down. I got to get money down. And they'll pay the price regardless of whatever it is. It seems I've had it happen way too many times over the last couple of years. So there's that. And the Athletics, you probably could go and get plus 152 right now is what you can offer. So why would you not try to take advantage of that?
I got to say, with the Tigers throwing Erod, again, he's got Cy Young numbers with the Tigers facing a left-hander. I'm surprised you haven't gotten anybody to jump on that bet. Nobody's willing to take the Tigers. You're obviously on the Pirates offering the Tigers. You're on the Pirates offering the Tigers. Surprised nobody's taking that action. Wow.
Yeah, but the game starts at 12:10. Yeah, I would make a side bet that in the next 10 minutes here somebody does take it.
Let us know.
Right at the last minute, and whatever. Somebody will probably go on lunch break and go, I got to get action done. That's how it goes.
Is this you, that $2,000 wager on Bet Openly? I'm going to jump on it.
Right.
I'm going to find your goddamn bet. I'm going to take your money. Tired of taking the sportsbook's money. It's time to take Squirrel's cash. All right, I got a long shot. Man, 2 for 2 this week. Let's see if we can't do it again. Did those Royals, how good did that feel last night? Why don't you do those Royals again today? Padres still can't hit worth shit. Royals, of course, still hitting better. Royals have a bullpen day. They're going to start off with Carlos Hernandez. He's not going to go that long. He's a bullpen guy in his own right. And then they're going to have a much better bullpen up over the Padres. They're going to need it, obviously, for 9 all innings, but it's good numbers across the board, does that bullpen, where the Padres struggle. So, all right, Royals are another good stab today. You could also look at the Angels. I do think the Angels going up against Kyle Bradish or the Orioles. Boy, they've got massive hitting advantages over this Orioles team. Now it flips to the bullpen, and the bullpen goes all to the Orioles' advantage, but if the Angels are ahead and into their good arms, yada, yada, we know that how all that plays out. So I think the Angels are also good. I think the Rangers are good up against Spencer Strider as well because they've got Eovaldi on the mound. This Braves team is struggling where the Rangers offense is in a nice little form. I would expect the game to stay probably low scoring, and then when we get into the bullpen, you get, the Rangers are going to edge out the Braves because they've got the better bullpen. So, all right, I think Royals will be my pick, so I can maybe say if I'm 3 for 3. Or no, I don't have a show tomorrow. Anyways, Royals are my pick. Honorable mention goes to the Angels and Rangers. Yeah, no show tomorrow. Forgot about that. All right, 5th inning, keep swinging. What do we got? We got to hurry up because we're watching Pirates Tigers NRFI in about 10 minutes live. I'm going to flip this camera around and watch it with you guys.
Oh no!
Turn the TV on now.
I'm just seeing a lot of these Blue Jays hitters teeing off on Garrett Cole.
Really?
It's probably the most prevalent thing that you can find if you're looking at batter versus pitching matchups. So as far as like singling guys out, your best one probably Vladdy there. Otherwise, let's see, Bo Bichette and Vladimir. I mean, those are the top 2 guys. Hey, if you ever sat down and watched Alejandro Kirk, the guy is good for a base hit damn near every time. He's such an excellent batter. Hand-eye on that dude is nuts. So a lot of big trust in Alejandro Kirk there as well. So as far as that money line goes, I have minus 115 on the Blue Jays. I can get minus 102 right now. Kind of debating on that. Kind of thinking about it, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. I plucked out a couple of guys. I've got Bryce Harper. I mentioned he was hitting 600 off of Stripling. That's 6 hits out of 10 at-bats. He's going to have a great day. Lefty on righty matchup. Really look for Bryce Harper to hit a home run. I'm expecting him to do good things today. Max Muncy, there are the Dodgers. I am not expecting him to do very good off Sonny Gray. He's 1 for 10 off Sonny Gray in his career with 6 strikeouts. So I would take an under on Muncy, and I would take an over on Harper in any which fashion way you want to go ahead and back him. All right, 6th inning, it's a steal. I'll give out my NRFI of the day. Squirrel, what do you want to give out? Well, I try and get my NRFI of the day.
I got the Houston Astros as my best play for today at minus 146 last night. They're now minus 165, so doing pretty much 20 cents better there. That was a bet online snag. yesterday. So I'm very happy with that against the Cubs there.
Okay, all right. For my nerfy of the day, I don't have a true nerfy of the day. Kind of went back to something we've done last season where you just pluck out maybe certain teams to not go ahead and get a run. I do want to go ahead and look at this Pirates team. I don't think they'll be able to get a run in the first inning off Rodriguez. He hasn't given off a run all season in the first inning. Don't expect that to start today against a struggling Pirates team versus left-handed pitching. And then, remember we did a couple weeks ago, we did Graham Ashcraft. We did his start against the Marlins. Easy winner. He's taking on the Rockies today, and Ashcraft still has not given up a run yet in the first inning. So I'm going to go ahead and say the Rockies and Pirates only, not the full games, just the Pirates, just the Rockies will nerfy, and you can get that parlay at minus 122. Hang around here. We got the Pirates getting in action in about 9 minutes. I'm going to work on keep finding this thing on the TV, flip this camera around, and let's see if we can't get Rodriguez to get us 3 outs to glory, halfway to what we need. All right, 7th inning, best bet today. Best bet today, Squirrel. What you got?
Well, I mean, my best bet's the Houston Astros. Maybe I should have saved that one. I don't know. It was also a steal, though. It's also my best bet. I don't know. Whatever you want to call that. I'll talk about one that I haven't talked about yet, just to be different, just to give something we haven't talked about at all. Mentioned the Oakland Athletics on the money line possibly being a good play there. I took the under. I think it's because I had it projected at 8, and I do. We have under 9.5, so that was a 1.5 differential there. A little bit of juice to the under, so I'm hoping it does drop to 9 or further by game time here. But that's something that I'm looking at as well and actually have money on as an overnight line from last night.
All right, for my best bet for today, I want to go back to this Marlins game, and I want to take the F5 over 3.5 runs. We're getting a low number, not quite sure. We've already talked about this Nationals offense and how hot they are versus right-handers. You get the Marlins in action today against Mackenzie Gore, a left-hander. Hell, they're hitting really good. They're hitting 286 batting average and slugging 500. He's given up 2+ starts, and 5 of his 7 starts, I believe, is the number, or maybe it was 6 of 8. I'm trying to go off the top of my head right here. Both of these guys should give up multiple runs. I see that for sure happening. Both of these offenses are sitting top 5 versus their respective handiness for in pitching. I'm all over it. Mets, Nationals, F5 over 3.5 runs, minus 125. Your best bet today. You got a parlay over there? I need a parlay, Squirrel. It's Wednesday night.
Sure. Another game we haven't talked about. You got Spencer Strider on the mound today.
We talked about
for
it.
the Braves.
Rangers,
Something.
my dog.
Oh,
Rangers are my dog.
all right. I'll go against you. I'm sorry. I'll take Spencer Strider in the Braves. I have just a little bit higher of a projection than what I'm able to pick up. I see minus 142. I don't know if that's the absolute best price. I have him around minus 150. So just a little bit better than what I consider a fair line. And I'll pay just a little bit more for the Astros just because I like it so much. Plus 174 for a 2-team money line then.
Okay. I actually don't have a double play. I think part of this surpriseness of the school thing this morning for sure threw me off. I don't have one. Simply put, I don't have a double play early. Let's go ahead and throw our bets up. Let's run through rapid fire here real quick, and then let's spin this camera around here and see if we can't watch this nerfy. All right. That's what I'm rolling with today there, fellas, though. Hope you put some money in your pocket on a great Wednesday afternoon. Let's see.
Pirates lines continuing to come down.
We'll just skip Tigers Padres. Starts in 10 minutes. You're on the Pirates. I'm on the Tigers. Let's just skip it. Twins and Dodgers with an over-under of 8.5. Twins come in at plus 115. Dodgers come in here at minus 135. I like the Twins here as a dog. I almost gave them out as my dog of the day, so I like the Twins. They're more than capable of getting.
I have it right where it is. Yesterday was nice to see them win. I think it was 5-1. I have the total at 9. It's 8.5 juice to the over, and I have the Twins right at plus 120. So I don't have anything in the game.
Okay. All right. Next game here is Reds and Rockies, over under of 11.5, minus 110, up against minus 110. Mentioned Ashcraft. Man, he's got some really good numbers. I like them. They get the bullpen. I'm going to go and take a stab here at the Reds, minus 110. As far as an over and under, weird series to kind of try and figure out an over and then an easy under. I would suspect with Gomber on the mound and his weak contact, I bet this one says under 11.5.
I can get the Reds even money,
Oh, nice.
plus minus 100. That's at Bet Online. You can get minus 101 bookmaker. Yeah. So I like the Reds. I have a minus 117. I'll hop on the Reds with you, but I'm taking even money, not minus 110.
Right.
Also, The Padres are probably going to move here. Oh, not too bad, really. They're already minus 270 something. It just says Manny Machado will not start today. I just saw that. So
Royals, baby. I already gave him out as my dog of the day. Back those Royals again for a second consecutive night. Royals are going to come through for the people. I can feel it. All right, Diamondbacks and Athletics with an over-under of 9.5. Diamondbacks at minus 195. Athletics at plus 140. Lots of runs were scored yesterday. I bet that happens again. I'm taking the over. Man,
I'm on the under, but I'm also on the Athletics, which they don't really correlate the under and the underdog, but it's what I'm showing for projections today.
Okay. Phillies and Giants over under of 9. Phillies minus 115. Giants minus 105. It's not that I cannot see the Phillies getting swept. I can't see the Phillies getting swept when they've got the better bullpen. They've got the better offense. They kill Stripling. It didn't work out for me yesterday, but goddamn, give me the Phillies again, minus 115.
Stripling was never announced last night, so I didn't price the game. There was only Taiwan Walker in this one, so I don't have a projection.
Royals and Padres over under of 9. Royals plus 240. Padres minus 285. I'm going to do Royals run line. Played a little bit safe here in rapid fire. You still get that at plus money. Hell, that one's at plus 120. I'm going Royals run line.
Yu Darvish was the only announced pitcher yesterday also, before I was going to bed and stuff, so didn't price that one either, but I'm not paying no minus 260, so it would either be the Royals or a total if I were going to take something.
Angels and Orioles over under of 8.5. Angels at plus 130. Orioles at minus 150. I'm taking a stab at the Angels at plus 130. Easy call for me. Easy one.
I don't like either side. I tried to take a stab on the Angels yesterday. I told you I thought that I had them mispriced, and I was getting plus 120 when I thought they should be a favorite. Didn't work out for me there, but I don't like the money line as far as a total. I would go over 8.5 as I have it pretty much about 10.
Okay. 10, and we got 8.5. Nationals and Marlins over under of 7.5. Nationals minus 105. Marlins at minus 115. I'm taking the Nationals as a dog, and I'm also going to take the over 7.5 runs.
Okay. I have a game projected 8, so not terrible, I guess, for that. This one I got screwed on. So I stepped on a landmine with this game. I did take the Marlins yesterday evening, and that was, I think, minus 120, and now they're down to minus 108. That's terrible. So.
Yeah, I took the Nationals yesterday in a free roll. Mentioned how they were a great dog. They coughed up a 2-run lead in the 9th inning. That's so sick when you're on a dog and you're 3 outs away from a good plus money cash. Those hurt. Yeah. Yankees and Blue Jays over under of 8, minus 110 up against minus 110. Chris Bassett coming off one hell of a start up against these Atlanta Braves. Made it a little bit difficult because he does that in his career. He can put together stretches. We obviously know how really good Garrett Cole is. I'm going to take the Yankees, though. It's hard to ignore those offensive numbers. You hear this thing going on with Aaron Judge looking in the dugout. Is he cheating? Is he getting signs? What is he getting? Awfully funny that he looks in the dugout and then immediately hits a 460-foot bomb to center. Attention is going to be on. And Domingo Germán gets tossed in the 3rd inning because, the sticky stuff on him. The Yankees could be cheating these days. I'm not sure what's going on over there. Anyway.
No, I haven't heard that. But,
you haven't heard it? Oh, you got to go look at it. He looks in the dugout. No. It's about as clear as day. He looks in, and then the next pitch he crushes for a home run.
He's done that more than one time?
I don't know. There's just only this one recent, social media footage kind of going around from last night's game. It's too much of a coincidence for me. There's some cheating going on there.
Okay. Well, I have the Blue Jays minus 115. I can get minus 102 best price. I think that's what I'm able to achieve anyway. So might take that. Might try the Blue Jays today. Awesome. Just remember that batter versus pitcher matchup too, where the Blue Jays are hitting Garrett Cole pretty good too, or they have a lot of familiarity at least. So,
not that I saw this bet given out yesterday by any stretch, but if you are really into baseball in terms of watching it. Apparently, Domingo Germán's last start, he got checked for sticky stuff. It was the same crew that was officiating again last night that couldn't throw him out 5 days ago because I guess there wasn't quite enough evidence, but they knew he had something on him. Well, last night they found it and tossed him in the 3rd inning. So that's just a spot where if you knew it was the same crew, maybe you just fade him and take all the unders and hope they can eject his ass this time because it would have worked. So just an interesting little thing right there. Mariners and Red Sox over-under of 9.5. Mariners at plus 105. Red Sox coming in here at minus 125. Interesting game from a stats perspective. I'll take a stab at the over 9.5.
Sorry, what game are we on?
Mariners and Red Sox. I'm taking the over 9.5.
Yeah, absolutely the over. Absolutely the over. I have it at 12 yesterday. I don't know why I didn't play the over. I should have. I had a similar projection yesterday to go over. I didn't do it, so today I'll try to not regret that and hop on it with you.
Yeah, the over is definitely the great look in that play. Everybody was on the Rays yesterday. That's what I saw. They're a dog today at plus 100. Mets at minus 120. Over under of 9. I'll come along for those Rays today. I wasn't on that boat yesterday, but yeah, you can get me on the Rays.
Yeah,
today.
I think both pitchers were TBD yesterday, so I never priced it. This was the third of three games that had no pitcher projected.
Okay. Yeah, I obviously when I justified their F5 team total, I mean, yeah, you could fade Senga. He's a mess. Brewers and Cardinals over under of 8, minus 110 up against minus 110. I'm backing this Cardinals offense. I mean, simply put, it's humming along too good right now for my liking to not back them. So I'll take the Cardinals at minus 110.
Okay. Again, I priced the game with Adam Wainwright instead of this Liberatore guy from the minors. I have no idea what to expect from him. If you take a look at the first 5 innings, it makes a lot more sense that the Brewers would be higher priced than the full game. Kind of depends which way you'd want to go there. I might look at the Brewers in the first 5 innings though to try to take advantage of what I perceive to be quite a mismatched pitching lineup.
Okay, we get Braves and Rangers where DeGent in the comment he likes the NRFI in this game and Strider to have 5+ Ks.
I can see both of those. I really can.
This could be a classic. You pivot to no run the 2nd inning, though, DeGent. Like, if you like it, you're already parlaying something. Let's say your parlay came in at plus 130. I'd rather have my parlay come down to, like, plus 120 and get not the top hitters in each of these teams. These 2 teams can hit, as everybody's well aware. I don't disagree with that NRFI because I understand from the pitching side, but I would take the no-run 2nd inning and Strider 5+ Ks. But we do get the Braves and Rangers with an over-under of 7.5. Braves at minus 150. Rangers at plus 130. Rangers, I mentioned them. Honorable mention. They're a good dog today. I like the Rangers at plus 130.
Yeah, I think I was telling you I could get minus 142 a little bit ago on the Braves, and now it's minus 150. So any shred of little bit of value is gone on that. So it's fair price for what I see. That would put Rangers needing to be plus 150 for me to. No, that's wrong. I was in the first 5 innings, by the way. I was looking at the prices in the first 5 innings. My bad. I can still get minus 142 for the full game. So I would take the Braves. I'm not on them right now, but if I were going to, I like Strider.
For those sweating this NRFI with me, the Pirates have 2 outs and a runner on first. Let's see what happens. Cubs and Astros with an over-under of 8.5. Cubs come in at plus 145. The Astros are at minus 170. This was another tough one for me. Looking at the stats, I could see it being either way, so I'll take the dog at Cubs at plus 145.
I can't see it either way. I have them pretty much where they should be now. I got minus 146, so it's hard to ignore that price. If you got minus 146, I'm sure you'd take it at the current line now.
Yep. Guardians and White Sox over-under of 9. Guardians at plus 115. The White Sox come in here at minus 135. Battenfield up against Clevenger. That lets me think that the Guardians will be more successful today. I'm going to take under 9 and a Guardians money line. Do a little parlay.
Okay. I have the exact same projection for a total that I had yesterday at 10. I think I hit that, or I stopped watching after I got 9 or 10. I don't remember, but that was one of my plays yesterday as my better projected totals because it was between that and the Nationals, if you remember. Mm-hmm. So I went with that White Sox, ended up hitting it, and I have the game plus or minus 115 either way with the Guardians being the underdog. So not super great either way it goes. I don't think I'm too interested in anything in this game. If I did, slightly into the Guardians, maybe.
Okay. All right. We got another comment here. We got, is De Bruyne or Benzema going to go ahead and go to goal today? Benzema is not a great guy on the counter, which is, if you think leg 2 is going to play played out like leg 1, it's more like a Vinicius game, which is how Real Madrid scored in leg 1, which is Vinicius. So not high on Benzema today. And De Bruyne, they got to get something into Haaland. So I'm not too big on Haaland again today. Or De Bruyne. Mets and Orioles today. I like the Rays and I like the Angels. So I disagree with both of those picks. Blue Jays pitcher, he was tipping his articles. Or he was tipping his pitches in an article. Okay.
Well, it looks like you're in the middle of the first now, so you got through the first 3 outs if you're on that NRFI.
No. Yay! Hit that like button if you just sweat out 3 outs of glory. It's not quite a cash yet. We got 3 more outs to go as we need those Rockies to also not score in the first inning. But we're halfway there. Love to see it. And now let's get those Tigers to cover that F5 run line. I love to see that right there. Love it right there, fellas. Yes, sir, Corey. Halfway there. Love it. All right, fellas, as I mentioned earlier, we do not have a show on Thursday. We do not have a show on Friday. But hot damn, we'll look forward to getting back in here with you guys on Monday morning, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and we'll break down that Monday slate. Make sure you're giving us both a follow on Twitter, as that's how our picks will come out over the course of the next 4 days. And, of course, hop on over to hockeysquirrel.com for everything he has to offer. All right, fellas, enjoy your Wednesday. Enjoy your long weekend. We look forward to seeing you guys back here on Monday.
Have a good one.